Making their voices heard in one of Brazil's biggest ever anti-government protests. People took to the streets in more than 50 cities across the country. The largest demonstration was held in Sao Paulo, a major opposition stronghold, attracting more than 500,000 people. Many waved Brazilian flags and wore the yellow shirts of the national football team. They called not only for President Rouseff to resign, but also for the military to remove her from office.
Our president isn't capable of governing our country. What we are facing is very unfortunate, and the way things are going, it can only get worse. We will become the next Venezuela.
Today's a protest of people. People took to the streets to say no more violence, no more corruption, no more laziness, no more neglect, no more misgoverning, and to say yes to a new Brazil.
In the capital, Brasilia, riot police ringed Congress as tens of thousands of demonstrators gathered around government buildings. Elsewhere, close to 15,000 people marched along Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro, calling for a military coup to dissolve the government. Protests also took place in Belo Horizonte and Salvador. Speaking in Rio de Janeiro last week, President Rouseff actually encouraged the protests.
You may protest, you should protest. It is part of the growth of the country. It is part of our maturing citizenship. But I urge you to do it without violence.
Only 3 months into her second term, she's been plagued by a deteriorating financial situation and a scandal involving the alleged misuse of revenue from the state oil company Petrobras. The unrest's been made worse by water shortages after one of the worst droughts in 8 decades. And with Brazil expected to fall into recession this year and the cost of living expected to rise still further, it's unlikely this show of anger against the government will be the last. Andrew Scott, Sky News.